Hey, what is up, guys, and welcome back to the FC's Football Channel. And today we are back with another match watch long for Manchester United versus Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League. Now, straight away, as you can see from the lineups, it's a big call from Erik ten Hag, and there's points to prove for this Manchester United team, as Erik ten Hag has gone for an unchanged 11 for today's game. So that does mean for Manchester United today, it is going to be Andre Onana in goal. A back four of Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Rafael Varane, Lisandro Martinez and Luke Shaw. Casemiro and Mason Mount will play in a midfield. Double pivot with a front four of Anthony Dos Santos off of the right. Bruno Fernandes will play through the middle with Alejandro Garnacho off the left. And Sir Marcus Rashford will lead the line for Manchester United. When it comes to Spurs, sorry, as I try and sort everything out. I'm a bit of a mess at the moment. When it comes to Spurs, this is their lineup. So it is Vicario in goal. It's a back four of Pedro Porro, Curtis Romero, Van der Ven, and Undogi, something like that. It's Pape Sarr and Yves Bissouma in a midfield double pivot with Heung-min Son for the left, Dejan Kulusevski off of the right. James Maddison plays at number 10 with Richarlison leading the line for Spurs. Now, of course, Spurs aren't quite the same team they were last season. Of course, they lost talisman Harry Kane. They're not quite as good as they once were, which is absolutely fantastic for Manchester United coming into this game. I'm not sure why I am looking so blue. I'm making it look pretty funky right now. Oh, I'm just going to... Hopefully it sorts itself out. So big game for Manchester United. As I say, unchanged team when it comes to Manchester United. And it's fair to say it wasn't the greatest of performances in our last game against Wolves, was it? We weren't great. We weren't anywhere near good enough, let alone our best. And as such, it's a big opportunity for these players to either say, look, that was a one-off, that was a blip. This is how good we really are. Or it's another sign that these players, maybe they're not good enough to be playing week in, week out for Manchester United. And the players on the bench, you're looking at the likes of Jadon Sancho, you're looking at Anthony Martial, even a Palestri maybe. We're looking at a potential spot in that first team and saying, look, that should be mine, and I'm gonna go win that by coming on in this game and performing. I think Alejandro Garnacho is very lucky to keep his spot, but in a sense, I'm not surprised. Now, would I have changed? Yes, I would have. I wouldn't have started Garnacho. I would have started Anthony Martial, and I wouldn't have started Anthony. I don't think I would have started Jadon Sancho. However, that being said, I think you look at this game and how we imagine Spurs will play. They're going to play high. They're going to be trying to play on the halfway line. Remember, this is Ange Postecoglou's first game in charge of Spurs at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. He has got a big job on his hands. He's got to play well. He's got to play the right way and get these fans on side. And he's going to do that by playing attacking football, trying to play on the halfway line, trying to be expansive and playing the Tottenham Hotspur way, which will leave space in behind for Marcus Rashford and Alejandro Garnacho to make these runs in behind their defence. So it's an opportunity in transition, in counter-attack to go. And Alejandro Garnacho and Marcus Rashford will be massively important for that. So Erik ten Hag is speaking here. So Ten Hag saying here, yes, it's the same lineup. It's an opportunity for these players to kind of put right what we got wrong and what they got wrong on Monday night. It wasn't a good enough performance, and it's a chance for these players to put in a good showing. This is more or less the first team we saw during pre-season, and they had a fairly good pre-season. He did also say that that's no disrespect and that's no slight on any of the players that isn't playing today and haven't been selected. They will get their chance. They had good pre-seasons as well. And this is just a case of almost picking your best team, picking the team that we had faith that would go and do the job against Wolves and letting them kind of prove that they are good enough and that game was just a blip. But how are we all getting on today? How are we, Nico? I'll put your prediction down there. There we go. Give me a second. I hope that would have helped with the blue, but that hasn't, which is lovely. But look, it's a big game. There's Mason Mount. Got a lot of criticism after his opening game against Wolves. And rightly so, really. He wasn't good enough. However, it's a new game. It's another opportunity to impress and to prove his doubters wrong. Because people will be on his back. He joined for a lot of money, especially Chelsea. He didn't leave there in the greatest of fashions, did he? A lot of people like to hate Mason Mount. So he needs to perform. He needs to perform, and he needs to start performing quickly. And a game against what? Well, a bit of rival of Chelsea. He's a Chelsea lad. He knows what this sort of game means. How big this game is for Chelsea fans. Obviously, he's not playing for Chelsea anymore, but to him, that should mean something. So hopefully, we see a good performance from him. We have kickoff in about 10 minutes, so please do get involved in the live chat. Let me know your score predictions, and we can get those written down in the thing in the corner. If you get it right, you get your comment pinned. It's a great reward. It is lovely. So please do get on that. I've gone for a 2-0 Manchester United win. Look, it's going to be a tough game, as I say, but look, I back this team. I always will. I never really predict United to lose because I think we've got a good group of players. I think you look at Erik ten Hag, he's a great manager and he's beaten better teams than the Spurs team that we see today. When it comes to the league table, as you can see here, as it stands, Manchester United currently sit 8th in the Premier League table. 1 win from 1. Spurs drew, obviously, their first game of the season against Brentford 2-2. So that puts them 11th. Again, it's so early on in the league. League table doesn't really tell you much. Obviously, it shows you slightly. Look, Brighton, they've had a fantastic start to the season. 2 wins from 2. They smashed Wolves today, which shows how strong they are, because we were probably I wouldn't say we were the dominant team, to say the very least, against Wolves on Monday. Yeah, we saw Brighton put them to the sword today. So it's not great. It's not looking great, but it's so early in the season. I think I've always said at this point of the season, it is all about just getting wins. Not necessarily how well you get the wins and how you get the wins. It's about just getting the wins. Come mid-season, if we're still playing poorly, then I'll be a little bit more concerned, because it's not sustainable not to play well and to keep picking up wins. It doesn't happen. So, as it's at the start of the season, if we just have to scrape by picking up the wins, I'm happy. But it can't become an ongoing thing, because that's when we'll start dropping points because of it. But I am excited for this game. I'll be completely honest. I am looking forward to it, because it's a real test. I was disappointed with our performance in the game against Wolves. I have to say I was. But again, this is a chance to put that right. And I look at that Spurs team there, and I think we can beat that team. I don't particularly rate Pedro Porro. He's okay, but as a right back in a back four, I think he's certainly someone we should be looking to target, and I think he's someone we can definitely get the better of, especially with Marcus Rashford running at it, or Alejandro Garnacho. I think Romero can be very, very aggressive, and at times can leave the defence kind of wanting more, because he comes sprinting out to try and make a tackle, a little bit like Lisandro Martinez. I think that at times can be exploited. Van Veen, I don't know enough about him really to say how good he is. Same with Undogi. Basuma, very good midfielder. Pape Sarr, I don't particularly rate. I don't think he's great. I was surprised to see him start over Oliver Skip. I don't think that midfield going forward as a double pivot offers loads. Defensively solid, but when it comes to getting forward, I think it's got a lot to be admired, to say the least. And then that front four, it's obviously dangerous. I don't think Richarlison's is a prolific goal scorer. Heung-min Son is, and maybe that's the issue that's something for Spurs fans to be a little bit worried about. Where does the goals come from, especially with Heung-min Son up against Aaron Wan-Bissaka? If Wan-Bissaka can stop Heung-min Son, if it is going to be Son that will operate off the left, like we imagine he will, who brings the goals? Kulusevski's not really scored goals in his career. Well, at least hasn't been prolific. Of course, Richarlison can score, as can James Maddison. But I don't look at them and think, Richarlison, he's going to bag you enough goals to get you competing for top four. And as such, I think you go into a game thinking he could score, but you're not betting your house on it. And again, James Maddison, you give him a free kick, there's every opportunity and every chance that he might score, but there's no guarantees, which gives me more confidence going into this game. What gives me even more confidence going into this game? Well, I suppose it doesn't. It's a worry, actually, more than confidence, is how Manchester United's midfield will operate today. Now, against Wolves, it was very much this. And we would see either Luke Shaw sometimes invert in, or even Lisandro Martinez in that first half, would step up, and it would look a bit like that. A bit like our Man City play. Now, this is fine in possession. However, it's when we lose the ball and we quickly have to reform into the 4-2-3-1 shape, is when at times Manchester United got exposed against Wolves, because whether that was Bruno Fernandes, whether that Mason Mount wasn't getting back. So we ended up seeing Casemiro left in this midfield. Look at all this space Casemiro was having to try and cover on his own. It left him exposed, and that is where Wolves gained so much joy with the likes of Matheus Cunha, with Pablo Sarabia, and Matheus Nunes. If Spurs get the same freedom in that midfield against Casemiro, with the likes of Heung-min Son, with James Maddison, with Pedro Porro, Kulusevski, they are going to be dangerous, and a lot more dangerous than Wolves were. And Wolves put us to the sword a couple of times. We cannot allow Casemiro to be left on his own with all this space to try and cover and defend against himself. If he does, we could be in trouble. Like I said, it's a big game for this team. It wasn't good enough on Monday against Wolves. It's had, 5-6 days to sort themselves out. A big performance needed. Can we do it? Players are getting ready to come out the tunnel. I hate these teams, so I'm stuck again. Come on. You got to back the boys. There's Ange Postecoglou. Comes out in front of the home crowd for the first time as Tottenham Hotspur manager. He's getting a good reception, the Aussie. He's Australian, isn't he? Yeah. Australian and Greek. Thank God. If he wasn't if he was a Kiwi instead, I might have been in big trouble. Big trouble. But the players are walking out. If you guys want to get in your score predictions for this game, that'd be greatly appreciated. And let me know what you make of the game. Again, just to run through the lineups for the hosts today. We have a 4-2-3-1. So it's Vicario in goal. It's a back four of Pedro Porro, Christian Romero, Mickey van der Ven, and Destiny and Dogi. It's a midfield double pivot of Pape Sarr and Yves Bissouma, with a front four of Dejan Kulusevski off of the right, James Maddison through the centre, Heung-min Son off the left, and Richarlison will lead the line for the Lily Whites. For Manchester United, it will be Andre Onana in goal. It's an unchanged lineup for Manchester United in this game from that poor performance, despite the win against Wolves. Like I say, it's Andre Onana in goal. It's Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Rafael Varane, Lisandro Martinez, and Luke Shaw as a back four. It's Casemiro and Mason Mount in a midfield double pivot. However, it's more than likely that we'll see Mason Mount play a little bit more advanced than in that double pivot. It's a front four of Anthony Dos Santos off of the right, Alejandro Garnacho off of the left, Bruno Fernandes playing in behind Marcus Rashford. Two good sets of lineups here. I can't split them. I've gone for a 2-0 United win. Charlie can't split them. He's gone 0-0. On the bench for Manchester United, I think, again, it's quite interesting. No Harry Maguire. Vitek gets the nod over the likes of Harry Maguire, over the likes of Brandon Williams. Williams might actually have a bit of a knock. Over the likes of Donny van der Beek. That, to me, is quite interesting. I didn't even think about Donny. I think it says a lot about maybe their futures at the club. Donny van der Beek doesn't make the bench ahead of a third choice goalkeeper. Harry Maguire supposedly has a small knock, and that's why he's not in the squad. Whether or not you guys want to believe that or not, I'll leave it up to you. I know I certainly don't. But who knows? So, we are moments away from kickoff. If you are enjoying the stream, please do hit that like button below. Subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. And please do share the stream as Bruno Fernandes gets us kicked off and underway. Rafael Varane instantly goes long. Good win by Luke Shaw, but it's run through to Vicario. Come on then! Like I say, big game for United. There's a lot of stuff been coming out about Manchester United. Not just the performance against Wolves, but obviously also in regard to Mason Greenwood. Not something we really want to get into, but I will relay the news as it comes. As it stands, it looks like all the news was that he would be rejoining Manchester United, Mason Greenwood, after an investigation. And apparently, as Heung-min Son has a chance, it's a really poor effort and Luke Shaw can clear. All the news was that Greenwood was meant to be reinstated to the squad. It was then delayed because of the Women's World Cup. And that they wanted to do further investigations within the club. And then, or as of now, it is that apparently we are not going to re-sign him and reintroduce him to the squad. Whether or not that will change again, we don't know. But after the initial backlash of the reports that he would be reintroduced, looks like we've said, you know what, put him in the bin. The Spurs have it here. Back to Vicario from James Maddison. And you can see Pedro Porro very much inverting into midfield for Spurs, as Emerson Royal did against Brentford. So that shouldn't come as too much of a surprise. And here he is now. Mason Mount, strong pressing. Here is Alejandro Garnacho. Already, Garnacho cuts in. Anthony shoots. Fired over the bar. It's looking good for Manchester United, though. 2 minutes in, much better start in this game than it was against Wolves. It was Pedro Porro gave it away. Good pressing from Mount to win it. Garnacho did well, and Anthony on his left foot just fired it over Vicario's goal. And here is Spurs trying to play it out again. Pape Sarr to Van der Veen. Basuma. He's so good at Basuma. He was brilliant at Brighton, Yves Basuma. Then when he joined Spurs last year, Antonio Conte never really seemed to fancy him. Never really got used, and he was kind of treated the same way the likes of Cucurella and who else has left Brighton? Never really got going. I swear there was somebody else. I can't think of him. But kind of put under the same umbrella of Cucurella, where they were great under Graham Potter, but you take him out of that system, and they're not quite the same player. But under Ange, Basuma's been put back into the team, and he looks great. As Wan-Bissaka wins it back, Richarlison couldn't bring it under from a ball from Basuma. Lissandro Martinez looks for Anthony, found him. But good tracking back from Ndogi. I don't know how to pronounce this left back's name. Looking for a MVDV foul. Oh, Matty. Is it Matt? Was it Matty? Something. Van der Veen. Lissandro Martinez and Rashford shot on target. I didn't do that. Reminds me, I didn't do my free bet. Can I still do it? Can I still do it? Here is Alejandro Garnacho. Shoots! Shot on target for Garnacho. Mickey, yeah. No, I can't do it. Brilliant. That is a shame. Okay. Lovely. I've missed a chance. But we'll keep an eye on that. Look, I don't actually know how good Mickey van der Veen is. I really don't. He could be great for all I know. I know they got him from Wolfsburg. And that's about it. Anthony, good tracking back. Does he win a throw-in? He does. Good defending there from Anthony Dos Santos. Again, as a player that got a big game on his hands today. Very much. Well, he didn't play great. He was one of our poorer performances and performers against Wolves. And Jadon Sancho, when he came on for Garnacho, I think he was one of our better performers. So there was a lot of people hoping we would see Jadon Sancho start today, potentially even over Anthony, and Marcus Rashford moved up to the left. And either maybe a Martial play. We haven't seen that. He's stuck with Anthony. And as of right now, I think he's doing well. Bruno Fernandes is down here. He's just been kicked by Pedro Porro. That's why you wear your shinnies, boys. That's why you wear your shinnies. It's nothing serious, really. He should be fine. I think it is just going to be an impact injury. Yeah, Bruno Fernandes. It's a 50-50 and Bruno Fernandes just beats him to it. He's back up now. He's got a bit of a cut on his leg. But it's nothing serious. He's absolutely fine, Bruno Fernandes. Don't you worry about him. But I am liking the look of Manchester United so far. It's in the opening, 7-8 minutes. It's been a better performance, which is great. I mean, it's not hard to be better than that Wolves game, to be fair. But it is better. We are back underway here now, though. United briefly and momentarily down to 10. As Onana goes to Wan-Bissaka. To Rashford, who tries to chest it down to Anthony. Doesn't work out. And Van Veen loses it to Anthony now. Anthony, can he find Mason Mount? No, but he goes to Alejandro Garnacho. Not the greatest of balls, but he does get there. Luke Shaw's there on the overlap. Garnacho plays to Luke Shaw. Pedro Porro does well defensively and is out for a corner for United. United! It's good play from Anthony. It's just the wrong type of ball. For me, that ball should be low, hard on the ground into the space. But instead he goes to feet for Garnacho. I think that's poor from Anthony. But the ball itself is good. But it's the wrong idea, good execution. But Luke Shaw will take the corner here for United. Ball will come in. We've got Alessandro Martinez in the box. I think that's another corner. It is going to be another corner. The ball came in. Varane headed it over, but Vicario tries to grab hold of it and kind of claim it as it goes over his crossbar and just pushes it over for another corner, even though it's already over. So we have another corner. Mason Mount will take it. Mount whips it in. Varane wins the header. This time it is over with no touch from a Spurs player. Goal kick for Spurs. If I hear another Angry Gins reference, I'm unsubbing. United! Poor pass from Van der Veen. And Wan-Bissaka has it. Moves it to Casemiro. To Rashford. What is he doing? Marcus Rashford just isn't a striker. And the quicker we stop playing him there, the better. The lovely ball from Onana to Wan-Bissaka. I love having a goalkeeper that can actually pass. Rashford's offside. Rashford is not... Can we just get Rashford out of number 9? Please. Please, please, please. He can't hold it up. And in possession, he can't do anything apart from for running behind. Onana coolly finds Wan-Bissaka. We go long looking for Rashford, man. What is the point? Mason Mount can't get the ball through Bissouma. I think Wan-Bissaka, Ten Hag is just saying to Wan-Bissaka there, we don't need to go long. Just play it. Keep it simple. Just keep it easy. The Wan-Bissaka with a throw-in. Goes to Rashford. Back to Wan-Bissaka. Out for another throw-in. I tell you what. I'm surprised Wan-Bissaka plays today. Wan-Bissaka was one of those where I think pretty much everyone, a lot of people were convinced that Wan-Bissaka would have no future at Manchester United when we got Erik Ten Hag in because of how limited of a player he is on the ball. Now, there was a part of me that thought, you know what, you're probably right. But I always liked Wan-Bissaka. I've always liked Wan-Bissaka. And I always hoped that he would have a future. Because I never thought he was as bad as a lot of people kind of make out. And it seems like his career has had a revival. Because especially at the start of Erik Ten Hag's time here, it was clear that he didn't like Wan-Bissaka and he wasn't going to be used. As Anthony plays through Rashford, he gets there. It's a good save by Vicario. And there's your shot on target for Marcus Rashford. As Spurs get away with one there. As opening 13 minutes go, Manchester United much the better team here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's still Tottenham 0, Manchester United 0, however. It's a good save by Vicario. Makes himself big and just gets there. Gets an arm in the way. And Spurs go long. Richarlison with a flick on. Casemiro looks to go down the line. But it's out for a throw-in for Spurs. 5 shots from 3 on target already for United. 0 for Spurs as Marcus Rashford is through here. He's out on this right-hand side. Up against Van der Veen. Finds Wan-Bissaka, who pulls it back. Touched by Garnacho. Shot is blocked. Good forward play there from Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Marcus Rashford, though. United doing well. But here comes Spurs. Dejan Kulusevski. Bissouma. Pedro Porro back to Bissouma. Here is Romero. Nicely taken down. Casemiro, good tackle. And Anthony has it. Come on then. Anthony running with it. Finds Bruno Fernandes. Not the greatest of passes to Bruno. And Romero wins the ball. Luke Shaw slides in. Misses the ball. And here comes Spurs now on the counter-attack. It's Dejan Kulusevski. Go away. Lisandro Martinez with a good tackle. My centre-half. My Argentinian centre-half. Ndogi has got a bit of a limp now after that challenge from Casemiro earlier on. He is fine, and it will be a corner for Spurs here. If you guys are enjoying the stream, please do hit that like button below and subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. That would be greatly appreciated. Please do share the stream as well. It helps to grow the community. As Madison whips it in, Pape Sarr heads it behind for a goal kick. Looks try and get that flick on at the front post. Never really came off. United with a goal kick. Martinez goes into Onana. To Varane. To Martinez. Richarlison nearly made the interception but didn't. And United now will look to play. Luke Shaw looks for the ball over the top to Rashford. A great acrobatic interception from Curtis Romero. And Spurs have it now. And will look to keep it. James Maddison. Pedro Porro. Kulusevski's made a run in behind of Luke Shaw. Here is Dejan Kulusevski inside the box. Again, good defending from Lisandro Martinez. That is why he's the best centre-back in the Premier League. But Rafa Varane just playing Kulusevski on side there. The line was a bit of a mess there from United. Madison will take the corner. Ball comes in. Varane heads clear. Spurs, the best team statistically from set piece, from corners and with headed goals last season. 13 goals from corners last season. 16 headed goals in general. United statistically the worst. From corners at least. And we have been over the last 3 or 4 years. Hashtag levels. Here's Romero. Van der Veen. Van. Is it Ven or Veen? Ven. I assume it's Ven. Son goes back into Van der Ven. Bissouma. Just allowed to turn it far too easily. Casemiro. Foul on Bissouma. Casemiro's got to be lucky. Kind of. What's the word? Careful. Not to get booked early on. We're less than 20 minutes in, and I think he's maybe a foul away from a yellow. Something to be careful of if you are Casemiro. Jack Madison delivers the ball in, headed clear by Lisandro. But Spurs still have it here. Heung-min Son, Anthony's out there with him. Madison is appealing for a foul by Lisandro Martinez. Referee says, get up. I mean, not specifically about this game, but who would you guys say is the signing of the window so far? So I've got to say, I think James Madison has to be up there. I think he's a bit of fantastic business, and he's exactly what Spurs needed. For so long, they have been without that kind of creative number 10 in midfield. Well, creative midfielder in general. And now they've got that in James Madison. I think he's one of the best in the business, especially in the Premier League. And they got him for a relatively good fee as well. I think it's really good business. I would have taken him at United. I don't think he fits this United system because of Bruno Fernandes. I see a lot of people saying they would have taken him over Mason Mount, but Madison and Mount aren't the same player. You can't play Mason Mount. You can't play James Madison in that Mason Mount role. You can play Mount with Madison, but not instead. And in that sense, I wasn't too fussed about getting Madison. Not that United were in for him because he didn't fit. As Rashford's in here, shot blocked by Van der Ven. It was a quick free kick from Bruno Fernandes, just in behind. But good covering from the Dutchman, and it's out for a corner. But yeah, I don't think you can play Bruno Fernandes, Madison, and Casemiro in the midfield. You can play Mount, Casemiro, and Madison, but Bruno Fernandes is better than Marcus Madison. Not Marcus Madison, James Madison. Spurs clear the corner away. Richarlison's chasing it, but Andre Onana is there on the halfway line and plays a long ball. Looking for Alejandro Garnacho. It's an incredible ball as well. Garnacho looks to put the cross to Anthony. Well defended. It's a throw-in for United. And that is why you sign Andre Onana. Proactive on the halfway line, picking the ball up. And the ball to Alejandro Garnacho is pinpoint perfect. Incredible from Andre Onana. I love this guy. Yeah, he's currently in prison, isn't he? For beating up like a pensioner. Fucking wronging. To be fair, rocking up in fucking League One with two different mercurial pairs of like, was it the fire and ice mercurials, the red and blue ones? Where there was a fire pack where they were all red, and there was an ice pack which were all blue, and he brought both the fire pair and the ice pair, and he wore the left one of the fire and the right one of the ice, or something like that. When you saw that, Rashford heads over the bar. As soon as we saw that, we should have thought, wrongin'. To be fair, he always was a bit of a twat, but I didn't think he was that bad. It was a good play here from Garnacho. Found Bruno Fernandes. It's actually, I didn't realise, it's a Rabona. It's a Rabona ball into the box. This bloke's taking the piss. Bruno Fernandes is taking the piss. Andre Onana, lovely ball to Wan-Bissaka. I'll take that back. This bloke. He's naughty, isn't he? He is naughty. Wan-Bissaka, good interception. And will drive forward here for United. Cuts inside. Finds Rashford. Moves to Mount. Mount, lovely ball. Out to Alejandro Garnacho. Slightly behind him, but it's fine. Garnacho, Luke Shaw's making the overlap. Garnacho finds Luke Shaw, who pulls it back to the edge to Bruno Fernandes. Well blocked. It's hit the referee, but advantage is played as Lisandro Martinez has it. Finds Bruno Fernandes. I may hate him, but he was pretty. Well, that was pretty saucy. Oh, Bruno, yeah. I thought you were still talking about Marcus Madison. Here's Basuma down the line to Heung-min Son. I assume this is where the save's going to come. Pape Sarr, Kulusevski. Shot. Straight at Onana. It is where the save comes. Now, come on. You know the rules. Don't tell me something before it happens. Honestly, I actually just love how cool in possession Onana is. Like there is no doubt in his mind whenever he has it. No, it's alright. It's only a save, so it doesn't matter too much. Richarlison. The Pape Sarr. Richarlison's gone down. Get up, lad. You are embarrassing yourself. Anthony, good interception. Wan-Bissaka, nice turn. Goes down the line, finds Rashford. Oh, Van der Veen's been sold by Marcus Rashford. Go on, can he find Alejandro Garnacho? He does. Garnacho on this left-hand side. Bruno Fernandes has made the overlap. Garnacho shoots! Handball, surely. That's got to be handball. VAR will check it, of course. I think that's a certain handball. He cuts inside. Shoots. It's got to be a penalty. Obvious, clear as day penalty. Got to be a penalty. His hand's up. Strikes his hand. That's a penalty. That has to be a penalty. If this isn't a penalty, I'll give up with football. Garnacho cuts inside. Shoots. Romero's arm is up here, and it smashes his arm and goes wide. It has to be a penalty. No. He's not giving a penalty. What is the point of VAR? What is the point? That is horrific. I cannot believe that's not been given. Ball comes in from the corner. Casemiro wins the header. Garnacho goes. Sorry, it was Lisandro Martinez goes for it. Mount heads it back into the box. Romero clears. Mount brings it under. Garnacho looks to move it out wide to Shaw. Can't get it. Bloody hell. Wrexham Swindon finished 5-5. I cannot believe that's not been given as a penalty. What the fuck are you meant to say? I'm trying to find a photo of it. Of the handball. To kind of prove how bad this decision is. Ball over the top. Garnacho's running it for it. Here we go. Look at that. How can that not be a penalty? Rashford in the box. Just so poor from Rashford. James Maddison bringing it forward for Spurs here. Bassoon and Dogi. Heung-min Son. Lovely ball. Reverse ball to Pape Sarr. Big save, Andre Onana. And Mason Mount is there on the recovery. I don't know what to say. We'll see it here again. Son, lovely ball to Sarr. Onana with a good first save. And he's there for the interception, Mason Mount. And that's what I mean. You don't get that with a James Maddison. And that's why we signed Mason Mount to play that role alongside Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro. It's that work ethic alongside with the technical qualities that you get with a Mason Mount. As Andre Onana has it and will go long looking for Anthony. Slightly overhit. Anthony doesn't even really go for it. I'm looking on Twitter. I haven't seen one person say that's not a penalty. But look at the performance level. 11 shots today in half an hour. It's so much better. And you can see why Erik ten Hag stuck with this same team. Anthony down the line to Marcus Rashford. Pulled back to Bruno. Well blocked. Anthony. Anthony just curls it way over. Way wide. Poor from the Brazilian. What do you think Newcastle City will be? Honestly, I can't call it. I have no idea. Because City are you'd imagine are better. No De Bruyne though, I think is a big miss. And I think that will be big for City. I think that's Wan-Bissaka into the book. Wan-Bissaka booked for United. He's the first yellow card of the day. Wan-Bissaka, Casemiro into Anthony. Loses it. Wan-Bissaka. Bruno. Poor ball. Poor ball. To give you a proper answer, you back City to win, don't you? You don't back against Manchester City, but I think if Newcastle got something, I wouldn't be surprised, and I would love Newcastle to get something as well. Newcastle look really good, don't they? I tell you what, Eddie Howe, fair play. Because when Bournemouth got relegated, I thought, mate, like, this guy could be done. Because defensively, Bournemouth were a joke. Defensively, they were dreadful. And that was kind of an ongoing trend with a lot of Eddie Howe teams. Defensively, they just weren't great. He spent the time between leaving Bournemouth and joining Newcastle just watching Madrid and Diego Simeone specifically to see what he does, how all his teams are so good defensively, and he's taken principles from that Diego Simeone team and installed them into his Newcastle team, and that is why they're so good defensively. And going forward, they've still got the same quality, that the same ideas that made them such a threat. And obviously they've got world-class players as well. Tonali looks a great signing. We know how good Bruno Guimaraes is. Anthony, a lovely ball to Alejandro Garnacho, who takes it down well. Gives it to Shaw, who puts it in. Bruno Fernandes in the box. He has to score. That ball from Luke Shaw is absolutely fantastic. And Bruno Fernandes, what is that? It's an unreal ball from Luke Shaw. He times his run brilliantly there, Bruno Fernandes. And it falls to him. He has to score. He has to hit the target at least. Gets the header completely wrong. What a chance. No, KDB might hurt them quite a bit. Yeah. Because they don't have a KDB replacement. It's obvious to say. But Foden's not. Kovacic isn't. What's his name isn't. Julian Alvarez isn't. I don't know. I imagine they'll play Bernardo and Kovacic. But I don't know. It might be Foden, Kovacic. Bernardo on the right. Actually, with John Stones out, it'll probably be Kovacic, Bernardo, Foden. It'll be Kovacic and Rodri with Bernardo, Foden as the two tens. You'd imagine Grealish and maybe Julian Alves on the right. So now Anthony goes into the book. Right hand side, getting booked. No, he didn't get the ball. Bruno Fernandes having a word with Michael Oliver saying it's his first foul, which I think it is. Seems harsh to book thingy already. Can't lie. That hasn't booked Bruno. He's booked Bruno as well. He's booked Bruno as well. This is... Michael Oliver is fucking awful. Pathetic refereeing. He's been awful today. Van der Veen to Ndorgi. Son takes it. Heung-min Son to Pedro Porro! Off of the crossbar! I don't know if Onana got a touch onto it to push it onto it. But they still come in! Hits the post! And Martinez clears it. My God! What? Spurs are looking dangerous here. We've been the better team by far. We've been robbed of a penalty. Unless a player picks it up in the Premier League this season, handball penalties won't be given. Because that is the only reason why we haven't had a penalty. It's so blatantly obvious it should have been a penalty. Luke Shaw nearly scored an own goal. Ball came in, it went through the legs of Garnacho and deflects off of the knee of Luke Shaw onto our own post. And Richarlison went flying in, couldn't kind of turn it goalwards. United in a bit of a pickle. But here we are with Anthony. Looking to take on his man, loses it. That is a foul by Anthony. Referee's not giving it, and Pedro Porro gets it back to Vicaria. That is awful. Michael Oliver's having a shocker. That is a clear foul by Anthony, by the way. This is quite something. Van Ven. But yeah, no, as it goes, United have been the better team. The stats will convey that as well. Yeah. Nearly tripled their shots. On target, we've had this more or less the same. It's Pape Sarr brings it forward. Udogi. I don't know how to pronounce it. I feel like I pronounce it differently every time. Pape Sarr. Bissouma. Son. Back to Son. Spurs doing well. Richarlison in the box. Looks to slip through Son. Wan-Bissaka's there. And he deals with it. At the moment, it looks like just a case of seeing it out to half time. Just getting through. Because at the end of this half, Spurs are looking good. Wan-Bissaka, good defending. Bruno flicks it to Rashford. Rashford now going to give chase. Romero. Pape Sarr. Richarlison. As well. Moves it out to Kulusevski. He goes for goal. Straight out Andre Onana. And hopefully this means it causes a bit of respite for United. It looked like Onana was going to go long quickly. But it will be that respite. Just let players reshape. Onana. Back to Lisandro Martinez. Looks for Mason Mount. It's a poor pass. Sarr has it. A foul by Mason Mount. Madison puts the ball into the box. Bruno, Lisandro Martinez both go for the same ball. Just about to deal with it, but Garnacho didn't clear it. Romero wins the first ball. Onana claims their second up against Richarlison. Relax. Breathe, please. Onana just saying, calm down. Just go. Just go. We are going to go long. Onana just throws it to the ground and say, no, boys, I'm going to play. And Onana does go long. Finds Marcus Rashford making a good run. But Van der Ven intercepts. But Bruno picked it up. Found Anthony, who found the run of Casemiro. Just couldn't quite take it under his spell. Andre Onana. That's what we like to see. Because a lot... Look, obviously that pass didn't come off. But the difference between Onana and De Gea in that situation is you can very much see who he's trying to pick out. And it's a good bit of defending that stopped him. As we look for Bruno Fernandes, slightly overhit. You can see the idea, and you can see it's good defending that stopped it, not your basic piece of defending, essentially. Or your basics. With De Gea, it would just be, sometimes you would like, who is he aimed for there? And other times you'd be like, that is just an awful execution. Like, it's got nowhere near to work in. Whereas there, Van der Ven is very much full strength, just about hooking it away. I tell you what, Pedro Porro is not having a good game. I would not be surprised to see him come off. Alright, I've had enough of seeing Pedro Porro. They've shown that Porro's chance again. It just cannons off the bar. If it's an inch or two down, that's in. Onana's not getting there. I wonder what Ange is thinking. And Ten Hag. I would say United have probably been the better team. But as a whole, the last 5-10 minutes, you've got to give it to Spurs. And they've kept the ball well. And Luke Shaw does well there. That was a lovely ball to Bruno Fernandes. Wan-Bissaka's made the run in behind him on the overlap. Casemiro now finds Wan-Bissaka to Casemiro. Garnacho's out wide, but instead he goes to Luke Shaw. Now we go to Alejandro Garnacho. Garnacho finds Bruno Fernandes. There's a lovely ball. And he will now find Marcus Rashford. Good defending from Spurs. It's a goal kick. It's a goal kick. I'm not 100% sure it is. But yeah, United double these shots and double the amount of touches in the opposition box than Spurs. Same shots on target, and Spurs 73% possession. So, again, I stand by. I think United have been the better of the two sides. Spurs keeping the ball well, keeping possession, which is what Ange Postecoglou wants to see from his side. And it's not like they've not created anything in this game. Bissouma. Pape Sarr. Nice ball out to Pedro Porro. But that calls the half. It is Manchester United 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0 here at half-time at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And it's not been a great performance. Well, it's been a better performance from United. I think we can all agree we'd like to see a little bit more still. But generally, I'm happy with that. United have been the better team for me. And it's just I think it's a case of just being patient, and that chance and that goal should come. We've had some good chances. Bruno Fernandes should have scored. Rashford almost did. So as it stands, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about not winning this game because we have been the better team, and like I say, goals will come. It's just about being patient, and hopefully we can kind of continue the second half in the same ilk that we started the first half. Second half. Well, that last 10 minutes was a little bit shaky. Spurs got going really. I think that the half-time break came at a good time for us. We can kind of reset and come out like we at the start of the first half, and hopefully we do that. We'll go on to win this game. Now, I am going to go fill my glass up because my throat and my mouth are so dry. Please do get involved in the live chat. Let me know your thoughts on the game so far. Who do you think will find the breakthrough in this second half? Who will win the game? Would you make any subs? Just let me know. Get anything involved in the chat, and when I get back, I'll get responding, I'll get replying, and we can have a nice chat. Right, I'll be right back. Right, I'm back. Sorry about that. So, Onana to Burbison around Richards, Ramo Flick Basuma, Elastico, Mickey Van der Ven, top corner Blazer from the box. If you could not do that, because I have there's quite a few people I know with him in their fantasy team, and I don't have him. So if you could not do that, and you can leave that to Luke Shaw, is Garn actually even going to come on for me? I don't think he is. Did Evan Ferguson come on? He better not have. He will have, won't he? That was shit. Watch him come on. He fucking did come on, didn't he? 23 minutes, did nothing. Nice one. Oh, Luke Shaw's on my bench as well! I've got Shaw on the bench. The second sub. Finn, you knob. Why have I done that? As it stands, Shaw's going to get 3 bonus points. Oh, you dick. I am a dick. Onana is a Rolls Royce. You can say that again. He is so good, man. It's such a change. Look, I've said this a couple of times on these streams. When De Gea got the ball to feet, it was always nervy. You're always like, shit, what's going to happen? How's he going to mess up here? With Andre Onana, you're there like, right, what's he going to see that we can't see? Who's he going to pick out? There's no doubt Onana will pick someone out. Whereas with De Gea, you always sense the mistake. You also always feared a mistake as well. It's nice. It's a nice welcome change. So here comes the plays for the second half. Looks as if there is no changes for either side. That Tanganga. Yeah, why is Tanganga just in a tracksuit eating bloody biscuits? Like shortbread. Hold on. Not as funny. It's not a clip that I was hoping it would be. So we are underway for the second half. Let me get the stopwatch going. There we go. Timer's all synced up. Basuma. The Mickey. It's gonna be, I don't think United have played badly. Is that an unpopular opinion? I don't think we've been at our best, but I don't think we've played badly. And look, you have to remember as well, we're playing a good Spurs team. Spurs are good. They're a good team. They did very well against Brentford last week. So we can't expect us to walk the game, but like generally, I think we're playing well. I can't pick up many bad performances. I think Bruno Fernandes is having a very good game. Should have scored, of course, but generally I think he's playing well. Andre Onana. The Wan-Bissaka. I don't know who's that to, but Mason Mount can't win it back. Casemiro does and finds Luke Shaw. That's really poor from Wan-Bissaka. That's poor from Rashford. So loose. He's just not a striker. This Marcus Rashford at number 9 malarkey needs to stop. And stop now. He just cannot play there. He can't hold it up at all. His decision making isn't good enough. Get Martial on. Even get Sancho on. That was so poor from Casemiro. And James Maddison looks for Son. Good interception from Wan-Bissaka. And here it is with Anthony Dos Santos. Bruno Fernandes and Garnacho are there. So is Rashford. Anthony that is so poor. United have it back. Varane out to Wan-Bissaka. Good defending from Udogie. Was it Pape Sarr just dribbling through people like they're not even there? No, it was the left back. I've had enough of trying to pronounce it. Bruno. That's a poor pass. Wan-Bissaka wins it back. Good play there from Rashford and Bruno. Bruno moves it out to Garnacho. It's a great ball. Bruno's playing really well. Shaw. Back to Garnacho. Garnacho. That's a poor ball looking for Shaw. Generally, I think Garnacho's playing well. Here is James Maddison. Heung-min Son's made a good run. Maddison's held on to it maybe a little bit too long. And just gives it into Jesper Suma. Sarr. To Pedro Porro. Lovely ball into Dejan Kulusevski. And can he deliver a good ball? He looks for the cut back. It's taking a deflection from Martinez. And Pape Sarr scored. Pape Sarr of all players have scored. And Tottenham take a 1-0 lead here at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Are you taking the piss? Pape Sarr. We've conceded to him. We just don't get out to Kulusevski anywhere near quick enough. Garnacho, that is so poor. And it deflects off of Lisandro Martinez just across the 6-yard box. For fuck's sake, man. It's so unlucky. Casemiro just doesn't match the run. It deflects off Martinez. And Sarr reacted to it first. And it's 1-0 Tottenham. It's so undeserved, man. I can't be arsed. Sure, looks for Rashford. He brings it down. He's just... I've had it. Get Rashford out of striker. The bloke stinks. Anything but running in behind, he can't do. Mount finds Bruno, slotting Anthony. Anthony, you've got to score, lad. Anthony! Hits the fucking post. He hits the post! Are you taking the piss? How have you not scored? I'm a broken man. How are we not instantly back level? And here comes Heung-min Son. Madison. It's an awful cross. But Pedro Porro will pick it up. Honestly. Anthony. Charlison loses it to Martinez. Madison. Out to Heung-min Son. Finds the left back. Toe pokes it. Onana with a good save. This is pain. How are we losing to Spurs? Heung-min Son looks to get the cross in, deflected off Martinez and behind for a corner. If you guys are enjoying the stream, please do hit that like button below and subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. We'll see this Anthony chance again. So, but he has to score. He's got the whole of that left-hand side to aim for, and he's hit the fucking post. He doesn't have to find the corner. That is so poor! Madison with a corner. Delivered. Not ideal with it. Garnacho's clearance is more up than out. Bruno and Martinez messing around with it down up there. Spurs want a penalty. If that gets given as a penalty, I don't know what to say. In no way, shape, or form is that ever a penalty. James Madison is still down, as is another Spurs player. I think it's the centre half. I don't think it is, actually. Not sure who it is. Might be Kulusevski. No, it's Romero. Madison. What are they looking at? No, there's not a foul there. They fucking give this as a foul. No foul there. Neither are fouls. Neither are fouls. What they're doing here, I don't know. Because as far as I'm aware, Spurs haven't kicked the ball out or play. Look, they're both absolutely fine. There's not been a foul. So what are we doing? If Spurs were that worried, they would have kicked the ball out. They weren't, because nothing happened. Van der Veen. Or Ven. I don't know how to pronounce a lot of these Spurs players' names. I can't be honest. I'm going to be honest. Can't lie about it. Romero. Good play with Basuma. Varane. Anthony. Marcus Rashford. As well. Wins a free kick. Well played there by Marcus. 55 minutes played. Subs are going to have to come soon. Bruno Fernandes is going to take the free kick. How's Marcus Rashford? Get in the box, lad. What he was doing, what he was thinking there, I don't know. Why would you not? You're our goal scorer, lad. Get in the box. Bruno delivers. It's a good ball. And Casemiro! Massive save by Vicario. What a save by the Italian. Incredible ball in from Bruno Fernandes. And it's a really good header from Casemiro. And that's top corner. That is a great save. That is an unbelievable save by the young goalkeeper. Ball comes in again. Spurs clear it. Who's down now? Kulusevski's down. Nothing. Again, nothing's happened. At half time, XG was 0.51 to Spurs, 1.42 to United. I'm seeing more people on Twitter. I haven't seen one person on Twitter say it's not a penalty. Honestly. Look at that. In what world is that not a penalty? They're showing the goal again. Look at that. He's leaning back. His arm is out. There's no reason for his arm to be there. And he deflects a shot that's on target wide. Isn't that the definition of a penalty? Bruno Fernandes is in. Shoots! Oh, Vicario, go away! It's another great save by the Italian. It's a nice run in behind from Bruno Fernandes. He might have been offside. I can't believe what I've seen. Here is James Maddison. Doing well there, James Maddison. Maddison still. He's riding a couple of tackles. Pape Sarr. Out to Pedro Porro. To Kulusevski. Cuts inside. Lays it off to Basuma. Wow, Wover. We're going to need some changes soon, Eric. Moving Anthony, getting Martial on, or getting Jadon Sancho on, and taking Marcus Rashford out of number 9, number 1. Mason Mount just telling Garnacho, come on, like, get up. Here is Anthony. I don't think Anthony's played. I think Anthony's done all right, really. Speak of the devil, he's fucking lost it. He's got it back here. Looks slip through Bruno. Well intercepted. Heung-min Son has it now for Tottenham. Up against Varane. Where's Wan-Bissaka? He's jogging back. Maddison. Back to Heung-min Son. Ball comes into the box. Lisandro Martinez heads it wide. Or away. Basuma has it. Basuma is so classy, isn't he? Spurs are doing so well here. Heung-min Son. Son still. Big block by Luke Shaw. That was nearly 2-0. Too easy for Heung-min Son and Spurs there. Yes, Basuma with a naughty nutmeg on Casemiro. This is not going well. This is not going well. This second half is not what I wanted to see. Ball comes in from Maddison. Headed clear from Casemiro. Heung-min Son. Maddison. Go away. I just don't know what's happened. Yes, Basuma. Go away. I think what makes it worse is the fact it's Pape Sarr who scored. Because he's rubbish. He's not as good as... Like when I saw Pape Sarr was playing, I was happy. Luke Shaw does well against Pedro Porro there. Out for a goal kick. 62 minutes played. Still Tottenham 1, Manchester United 0. Neither side have made a change. You look at that, the second half stats. 5 shots to 2. 2 on target to 1. 16 touches in the opposition box to 3. And 60% possession to 40. All in favour of Spurs. Not good enough. Well, what? A free kick won there by Anthony. And in the book goes Ndogi. Or Ndogi, or however you pronounce his name. Long ball looking for Heung-min Son. He keeps it on. Wan-Bissaka. 1v1 with him, but he went into Madison. Son keeps it. Basuma now, edge of the box. Cuts inside. Still, yes, Basuma shoots. Wide of Andre Onana's front post. And you look at the Spurs fan. They're very happy with what they're seeing. Certainly the better team now here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Ericsson and Dallow's coming on. Not just yet. So Dallow will be obviously for Wan-Bissaka. I'm not sure about Ericsson for Mount. I don't think Mount's played badly at all. Unless the plan is to put Bruno wide, maybe. Mount with a lovely ball to Alejandro Garnacho. A poor touch. He tries to get ahead in front of Basuma. Sorry, Pape Sarr. And Van Ven has it now. Spurs will look to play. Madison. Fouled over from Casemiro. Referee says get up. Good tackle from Anthony. Garnacho gives it back to Anthony. Here's Anthony. Looks for the gap. Doesn't work. Spurs will now bring it away. Richarlison hold it up. Wins a throw in for Spurs. That's good forward play there from Richarlison. Jadon Sancho is also coming on. But Dalot, Ericsson and Sancho will be the 3 players to come on. So Jadon Sancho's on for Alejandro Garnacho. The simple one is Dalot on for Wan-Bissaka. So yeah, Bruno. So Bruno goes out to the right. Mount moves into midfield, into that number 10 role. That's Martinez. Ericsson will go there. Anthony, that makes way. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to make of that. Heung-min Son into... I don't know. I don't like how much this left back is featured because I don't know how to pronounce his name. Bruno Fernandes has just headed out for a throw into Spurs. This is what depression looks like, ladies and gentlemen. I don't like Marcus Rashford up top. And we've had a chance to change it and we haven't. Strong Chinese there from Bruno Fernandes. Out for a throw-in for Spurs. 67, 68 minutes played. Spurs 1. United 0. It's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good. Ball comes into the box. Richarlison attacks it. Onana has it in his hands. Richarlison really threw himself at that. Bruno Fernandes. Diogo Dalot. I'm happy to see Diogo Dalot come on. A bit more technical security on the pitch. Bruno's getting a little bit frustrated there. Just needs to keep his head. Varane. Dalot moves it into Lisandro Martinez. Sure. Martinez. Back to Luke Shaw. Nice ball into Jadon Sancho. Into Casemiro. Jadon Sancho. Looks to dribble past Pedro Porro. Referee's giving it that way. He's giving it to Spurs. What world. We see some changes now for Spurs. Ben Davies and Perisic. So Ndogi goes off for Davies. Perisic will come on for Richarlison. I imagine that means Son goes up top. And Perisic will operate off of the left wing. What do we make of that then? I'm just happy I don't have to say that guy's name again. He's off the pitch. No need to worry about him. Richarlison's not happy. Get a grip, lad. Get a grip. Basuma clears it down the line. Lisandro Martinez does well and goes back into Andre Onana. To Diogo Dalot. Back to Onana. Lovely ball for Bruno Fernandes, who tries to flick it on into Mason Mount, but can't. And Spurs have it now. Ben Davies. Madison looks for Son, who is now operating through the centre. Well intercepted by Varane. Pedro Porro now turns away from Jadon Sancho. Looks to bring it forward, but cuts That's back in and finds Yes Basuma. Kulusevski. Poor pass. And Jadon Sancho has it now. Goes past Pedro Porro. And here comes Jadon Sancho. Now he's looking for some support and he's not getting it. But he wins a throw in high up in the Spurs half. Sort of similar to the 6-yard box. Shaw goes into Eriksen. Varane. Mount. Bruno Fernandes. Dalot into Casemiro. Eriksen. Moves it across to Luke Shaw. Nice play here from Eriksen. Or from United. Eriksen with it. Luke Shaw into Jadon Sancho. Now we want some runners. But just everybody's so stationary. Eriksen. The poor ball looking for the run of Bruno Fernandes. And Perisic is there just to smash it clear. But look who's there to pick it up. And now he takes it down on his chest and just rolls it to Varane. Eriksen. Dalot, who flicks it out wide to Bruno. Casemiro. Back to Bruno Fernandes. And an awful crossfield ball from Bruno looking for Jadon Sancho and Luke Shaw. And Dejan Kulusevski will bring it forward here for Tottenham. Runs into Jadon Sancho. And Pepe Sarr sees out for a throw-in. Good defending from Spurs and Pepe Sarr. So far, Ange Postecoglou will be very, very happy with his team's performance. Onana into Eriksen, who slips. Varane recovers and is out for a corner. Eriksen looked to kind of flick it round the corner to, I think, Bruno Fernandes. But just slipped as he went to do it. And Varane just has to deal with it. And put it out for a corner for Spurs. Deep breath from James Maddison. And ball comes in. Right across the 6-yard box. And Heung-min Son will pick it up. Moves it into Perisic. Bringing it back. And now we can evacuate. Jadon Sancho at the moment is central. I really hope Sancho and Rashford swap. Here is Perisic. James Maddison. Maddison does well and finds Perisic. Perisic delivers. Luke Shaw heads clear. It is not looking good right now for United. Marcus Rashford has it on the left-hand side. Looks to drive forward. Pepe Sarr. Good sliding tackle. Sarr's having a very good game. I hate to say it, but he is. Bruno. Goes long, looking for the run of Rashford. Vicario is there. Vicario as well. Shout out to him. He's made some massive saves for Spurs in this second half. But again, I'm looking at Anthony. That chance, he simply has to score it. At 1-1, straight after they score, you'd have faith that you kill their momentum. We're back in the game with momentum then on our side. And he misses. Criminal miss. And Sarr will now make way. Skip. Højbjerg. He's gone for his enforcer, Ange, in Højbjerg. Someone who, on the ball, maybe not as good as Oliver Skip, but as a defensive player, I think he's a lot safer. He's a safer pair of hands. Now this ball got us up. We need a new playing tactic. I mean, this is just how teams play when they're looking for a goal. Like that. I mean, that goal has just killed us. And like I said, we've had chances as the ball comes in from Shaw. Perisic does well and sees it down to Vicario. We've had chances, and that's what's the most disappointing thing. Bruno should score. Anthony should have scored. Rashford has had a chance or two. It's just about getting players forward. And Casemiro, he's a goal threat. Like, you look at Man City and the amount of goals Rodri's got in the box. Champions League final, great example. Casemiro getting high isn't an issue as long as he gets back. Rashford tries to run Pedro Porro on the outside, fails miserably. Away form, we didn't win a single game against the top 9 last season away from home. And that stat looks like it will continue today. Varane finds Bruno Fernandes. Just completely crowded out. And here is Heung-min Son bringing it forward. Nice ball out to Ivan Perisic. Go away. Looks to put it across the box. Well defended by Diego Dallo. Heung-min Son to James Maddison. Son again. And then who should be guarding the fence? Look at the amount of times we... But it hasn't really happened today. In fairness. But like I say, obviously Casemiro shouldn't be up top all the like in that front line all the time. But at times he will get forward and either someone like Eriksen should be guarding it, or sometimes the defenders just have to deal with it. Like that happens with all top teams, really. Like you look at Spurs' goal. Pape Sarr, who is playing the Casemiro role in this Spurs team. He was in our penalty box. Sometimes you just get the license too. The issue comes if it's constantly happening, which I don't think it really is. Here's Ben Davies. Surging forward, stops through Kulusevski. And Nana does well. Just closes him down. Makes him see it out for a corner. For a goal kick, sorry. And Onana sets the ball on the 6-yard box. And we'll look to play. Lissandro Martinez into Luke Shaw. Sancho on this left-hand side. Forced back. And Sancho moves it into Rafael Varane in the centre of the park and will bring it forward. Driving forward as he reaches the halfway line. To Rashford. Back to Varane. Come on then. 10 minutes. Can we find the goal? Mason Mount. Go on, lad. Make yourself a hero. Mount. Good bit of play. Mount crosses it in. Nobody's there to attack it. Casemiro on the volley from the edge of the box. Just bounces into the hands of Vicario. And I have to say, Vicario, he's made some absolutely top-class saves and will probably win Spurs this game. Pedro Porro throws across to Højbjerg, who brings it out from defence, but moves it to Van der Ven. Vicario goes long. Varane, big header forward. Rashford will pick it up. To Mount. Eriksen. Casemiro's getting forward. He's had enough. We've got nothing to lose, so get everyone forward. You look how high we are. Everyone's in our in the Spurs half. Martinez's ball is a poor one. I didn't think Anthony was too bad. Palestri's coming on. Here we go then. Valencio Palestri's going to come on. As is Martial! Come on then! Let's be having you, Tony. So, who's this going to be for then? I imagine Mount comes off. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Mount and Varane. Or Mount and... So I'd be surprised if it's Bruno he takes off. Martial's not shit. Not having it. Not having it. James Madison, that's a lovely ball out to Perisic. Go away. Ben Davis is too. Fucking 2-0. I've absolutely nothing to say. That ball from, whether that's Madison or Højbjerg, is absolutely unreal to Perisic. Who is watching him? It's, it's a Martinez own goal. The Martinez own goal. Martinez kicks it. And he like gets a heel to it and takes it in. An own goal. Ben Davis' shot ain't going in. Because he's dog shit. It's got to stop, man. It's got to stop. The pain. What annoys me is we've had so many chances to score. And we go give up 2 shit goals. That's what pisses me off. Both of those goals are completely avoidable. And we've had sitters. How Anthony doesn't score. How Bruno Fernandes doesn't score. Rashford's off. Thank fuck for that. He has been dog shit. Martial's on. Bruno will go back through the centre. Palestri comes on. I mean, it's too little too late really at this point, isn't it? But here we go. Eriksen finds Martial. I don't think we've seen Rashford do that once. That's the thing. Martial. Lovely ball into Bruno Fernandes, who shoots. It's well blocked. Like, I don't want to say it, but this front, the attack already looks more fluid than Martial on. And he's been on for 2 minutes. Ball into the box. Vicario claims it really well. He's had a really, really good game, Vicario. Why are we looking at Scott McTominay? We need a centre forward. That's what we need. Because Marcus Rashford just isn't that. He can't hold the ball. There you go, Dallo doing well. Gets the cross in. Well defended from Spurs. He took his deflection, the cross, but Sancho has it. Luke Shaw. Ball into the box. Headed clear. Dallo has it. Because, watch, obviously, it's harder. Well, it's going to be easier for us to have the same possession because Spurs have a 2-goal lead now. They're going to be sitting in. But we'll keep the ball way better in the front line with Martial than we ever did with Rashford. Because Rashford can't hold the ball. Rashford, the only good thing Rashford is good for at striker is running in behind. He can't hold the ball. His decision making is dreadful. That's Palestri. That's a penalty! That's got to be a penalty. That's got to be a penalty, man. That's got to be a penalty. He's got in front of Davis and been brought down. Penalty. It's penalty. It's got to be a penalty. He's in front of him. Davis doesn't get the ball. Trips him. Penalty. It's not going to be given. And Solomon and Emerson now will come on. Honestly, man. That's 2 penalties not given. I don't know what you're meant to do. 2 penalties. That is. Marcel has just gone for blood there. Solomon as well finds Emerson. Good tackle from Ericsson. Sancho, play Martial in, man. Bruno. Why did Sancho not slot through Martial? This second half just not been good enough. We've lost our heads. Solomon's done well. Finds Basuma. Sancho finds Bruno Fernandes. Casemiro's making the run forward. Højbjerg into the steps with ease. Maddison. Perisic finds James Maddison. It could go from bad to worse here. It's a really poor ball from Maddison. Bruno. Casemiro. Back to Bruno Fernandes. Finds Jadon Sancho. As well. Finds Christian Eriksen here. Palestri. We'll look to run at Ben Davis. Dallo. Bruno Fernandes. Looks for the run of Casemiro at the back stick. He finds him straight at Vicario. Depression hits. Nine minutes of added time. So we've got time. We've got time to do something. But Mount, I thought Mount played well today. Mount's not an issue. I personally don't think. I think the biggest issue in that team is the fact that Marcus Rashford can't hold the ball up. Because it doesn't give any sort of respite. Like, I like Ericsson, so if you want to start Ericsson over Mount, I guess that's personal opinion. Like, I don't think Mount played badly at all today. The biggest issue is we didn't have someone for 80 minutes to hit. Because you find the ball to Marcus Rashford, he's so lightweight, he can't use his body to hold the ball up. And even when he does hold the ball up, he can't use it properly. So instantly we get the ball to the front line. If it goes to Rashford, he'll either shoot or we'll lose it. No, but my point is Mount and Eriksen are playing the same role today. And like you can see how high Eriksen is now. So you swap Mount out for Eriksen, you'll have the same thing. I don't think our midfield's really been overrun too often today. We conceded a rubbish goal and we've gone for it. We've pushed players forward, and that's how the second goals come. So we're pushing bodies forward. Generally, like I said, we can't hold the ball up front, so it just comes back at us. And especially when you are trying to play with two advanced 10, with two 10s and a 6, or two advanced 8s, however you want to see it, like this. What you can't have this player bust a gut to get forward into that line. Just for them, as soon as the ball hits your centre forward, they lose it. Because all that will happen is the centre back or whoever wins it will just straight into midfield before this player has the time to get back. James Maddison has it, shot blocked by Eriksen. Fired in again by Davis, but again blocked. You just need someone that can hold the ball up. These guys get here, and because he's holding up, he can then lay it off. And then that's when you're going to be dangerous. That's what you see Erling Haaland doing. See Nicholas Jackson for Chelsea doing. Rashford just can't do that. Palestri. Martial. Back to Palestri. Back to Martial. He loses it. Dalot's straight in there. He's having it. Dalot's showing a bit of aggression. I like that from Diogo. Yes, Basum has been given man of the match from Sky, and you can't really argue that too much. He has been absolutely unreal. Martial dropping deep to come get it. Alessandro Martinez. Selling Fred before getting a replacement is the worst option we did this season. Say I'm crazy, but no, I agree. I don't know why we sold Fred when we did, because we don't rate McTominay. Like, that's clear. I don't get selling Fred, and especially given we haven't signed a midfielder to replace him. I get it, sell him in January maybe, because Kobe Mainoo will play a lot of minutes this season. I really believe that. And I really like Kobe Mainoo, and I think he'll play a lot of minutes. So I get sell him in January. Mainoo's fit, but he's not at the moment. We're not going to use McTominay clearly. So why sell Fred? Well, he's meant to be moved to Sociedad, or at least he was meant to, but that move's fallen through by the looks of it, by the sounds of it. He's fit. He's available, but he's not on the bench. Like I don't know why we've got Vitek on the bench instead of Van der Beek. I don't understand it. And we've got about 4 minutes left of this game. Vicario will just launch it long. Varane takes it down. Finds Luke Shaw. Jadon Sancho. Not the greatest passer to Shaw, but he keeps it. Luke Shaw here will surge forward. Out to Casemiro. Shoots. So poor. Just so over the bar, so wide. And it's a long journey home for these Manchester United fans. Having McTominay is because he's the... Oh, it deflected wide, to be fair, Casemiro shot. Having McTominay is because he's the backup option with his size. That's all. Yeah, he's not very good, is he? Ball in, Varane! If Vicario has saved that. No, offside. That ball in from Eriksen is unreal, by the way. He has saved it. But he is offside. This bloke, where is he from? He's good. This is a good goalkeeper. And I'm fed up. Because against Brentford, he looks shaky. He turns out like against United is at a worldie. Hoiberg. It's a poor pass. Palestri has it. Slot through Marcy. Slot him through, man! I'm so... The free kick to United. Edge of the box. Slot Martial through. That's twice now. Palestri and Sancho can slot Martial through, but don't. So Bruno Fernandes will take the free kick. Let's hope he scores. I don't have much faith. If you guys are enjoying the stream, please do hit that like button below. Subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. You know, you guys all know the jam. You know. You guys know how it goes. Go on, Bruno. Wide over the lot. And I goalkeepers. Exactly. That is exactly what I'm getting at. Goalkeepers love to turn up when against United. Vicario's had a worldie today. Richarlison's fuming on the bench. There's full time. Spurs 2, Manchester United 1-0, sorry. And Postecoglou gets his first win in charge of Tottenham Hotspur. And it's against Manchester United. And it's our first defeat of the season. It's so shit. So shit. What happened to the team that played the first 35 minutes? It's an app. We fell off completely. And Lisandro Martinez will be gutted. Because he's played a massive part in both those Spurs goals. An own goal and the deflection that took it into the path of Pape Sarr. For me, it's one clear penalty, and I think the second one on Palestri should be a penalty, really. But definitely one clear penalty at 0-0, not given. Anthony's missed a sitter. I think you look at those moments and that's where United have lost this game. But look, we're going to do the player ratings. We'll be live for the Let's Talk in just a mo. If you have enjoyed, please do hit that like button below. Subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. That'd be greatly appreciated. Like I say, we'll be over on the Let's Talk in about 5 minutes or so. So we won't be long. But please do tune in for that. Right. See you in a bit.